Hey guys, Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today I'm doing paid reviews. This is for Frank in Atlanta. This is paid review 20A33. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing the ArchieLuxury Reverso Grande date. Okay, let's jump in at 20A33. Here we go. Hey Paul, I enjoy watching your channel. You crack me up and are entertaining. But it seems I always learn something too. I am new to watch collection, but the bug has bitten me, especially during this COVID crap. I sit home reading, eating, and watching watch videos. I grew up in middle class America. Back then, I'd heard of Rolex, but never saw one or knew anyone who had one. I only knew that it was a symbol of wealth and success. I thought someday that would be me, but when I reached that point, I no longer cared. The trappings of wealth were no longer important. Then last summer, I wandered into an AD in St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands. I bought a steel Datejust 2. With white gold fluted bezel, I was in love. There were many more expensive watches in the cases, but diamonds and all too much gold are not for me. I thought I'd bought the perfect watch, but soon started lusting after a Submariner. The fact you can't get one made me want one more. A month ago, I was in Las Vegas, the last weekend before shutdown. I decided that I needed some exercise and a Rolex Submariner. There are 4 ADs on the strip. 2 laughed at me. 2 put my name on a wait list and were nice, but never made eye contact during their well-rehearsed reply. Frustrated, I call an AD in Atlanta, where I purchased a Rolex for my wife 15 years ago. You got to tell me the model that you purchased for her. I told him I wanted a Submariner, original style with no date. He said they didn't have any, but he'd keep me in mind. A week later, he called for me to come in and pick it up. I now have a 3-watch collection, a Datejust, a Submariner, and a blue dial Truce with silver accordion style band. What the fuck is a Truce? Never heard of Truce? Me neither, but my grandson bought it for me as a kindergarten Christmas shop for $6, and it's naturally my, hey, beautiful. So everything was good until you came along and started talking about Patek. Now I'm interested but still don't understand. Why are they so superior to Rolex? Please give me the sales pitch because I just don't get it. The only Patek that really spoke to me are the conservative, unassuming models with a leather band. You know, the ones that look like a Timex from across the room. Should I add 1 or 2 to my collection? I'm sure your answer is yes, but which one and why? Thanks again for your channel and your hard work. Regards, Frank. On the video, refer to me as Frank in Atlanta. Thank you. So Frank's living the American dream. Look at this. There's nothing better than having, he's obviously a successful man. He's in his later, he's my age. He could be my age or a bit older. He's got children. The watch was bought my grandson, so he's got children who've had children. So yep, okay, grandson. What, man, that's wealth, isn't it? Having grandson. Oh my god, it's and he went into Rolex, and now he's asking me about Patek. Well, I got to tell you, Frank, that is an excellent question. And I got to tell you something. Patek Philippe isn't necessarily better than Rolex. Now, I got to explain it to you. You sound like you could be a bit of a car guy, but I mean, Rolex is like the Mercedes-Benz. It's reliable. Well, actually, probably more like Lexus now because Mercedes is garbage. But, you know, in the 70s, Mercedes was so superior. That's what Rolex was like. But Patek Philippe is kind of bespoke. It's like Rolls-Royce. So Yes, it's more expensive. Yes, it's more prestigious. Yes, there's more craftsmanship in it. However, it is a fuckload more delicate. So, a Patek Philippe, let me just say to you, Frank, a Patek Philippe is not for everyone. It is for somebody who um, really wants Patek Philippe. That's the reality. The reality is Patek is not something for everybody. And you don't have to buy it. I know many people who are comfortable in the Rolex collecting. I know very wealthy people who collect Rolex. And I mean, if you were stuck on a desert island, I mean, Rolex would be the perfect brand. A lot of them are steel. B, they're waterproof. C, robust. C, what Patek does is their movements are See, Rolex uses a lot of steels, very utilitarian. How do I put it? If you're a watchmaker looking inside a Rolex, it's practical and it works, but it ain't really that pretty. See, Patek is all swirls and polished. They make it as thin as possible, and that naturally, the problem is, of course, is that they may not be as durable as the utilitarian version that Rolex is. So, do you need to add a Patek Philippe? Not particularly. However, if you are a man who wants the finer things in life, you want to try the best, it's like the expensive, in my country, I'm in Australia, and the most expensive wine is Grange Hermitage, Penfolds Grange Hermitage. A bottle of that is between $500 and, it goes up to many thousands, but it's about $800, $900 for a bottle of that Grange Hermitage. And it's one of these things. Is it better than a $100 drop or a $50 drop? Is it better than a five? Well, I can tell you this. This is the comparison. The $5 wine compared to a $20 wine, huge difference. $20 wine to a $50 wine, smidgen. $50 wine to a $500 wine, very small difference. And that's the same with it's the diminishing returns. But there are some people who want the absolute best. They want to try it before they leave this planet. And for them, there is Patek Philippe. So I got to be honest with you. You don't have to have any of this shit. In fact, Rolex is a great thing to have there. I mean, you've got two really cool you've got three very cool watches. Your grandson's watch, naturally, that is beautiful. But you've got a two-tone a steel Datejust 2, not two-tone, Datejust 2, which is nice big size, and you got a no-date sub. That's a very good combo meal deal. I think it would be beautiful to add a Patek Philippe into this collection. Yes, it would. It would be absolutely beautiful. What would I add? What would I add into this collection here? I tell you what I would add, seriously. I would add, I would say to you, add a 5196. That's a manual wind. It's a throwback to the original Calatrava, the reference 96. I think myself there's So I'm recommending, this is traditional Patek. So this is a gold head on a leather strap. It's the traditional Pateks. These other Pateks you're talking about, you were saying there, you don't get these. I think you're talking about the sports Pateks, the Nautilus, and the Aquanaut. They are they're very, very cool at the moment. Very expensive. But in my opinion, what is a Patek Philippe? Patek Philippe is a gold watch on a leather strap. That, I think, is the quintessential Patek Philippe. It's like when you talk about Rolls-Royce. What is Rolls-Royce? Well, Rolls-Royce now makes an SUV, big fat SUV. And it's not really their DNA. Their DNA is limousine or fat coupes. That's what Rolls-Royce does. So, in my opinion, if you get a Patek, I would get a precious Rolex for sports, Patek for dress. What would I get? What would I get? So as I was saying, the 5196 is a great model. I would just get a simple, either manual wind. I think manual wind is perfect because generally speaking, the manual wind Pateks have no date function. Because you're going to use this as a dress piece. It's not something you wear every day. Well, you can if you want to, but it's a special occasion piece. And I think the 5196 is absolutely perfect because no date, so you can let it sleep in its watch box, and then you take it out for a special occasion. You just set it, wind it, and off you go. Perfect. I would seriously say 5196, 5196, 5196. If, however, you said, I want to go a little bit more up, spend a little bit more, what's the next level up in Patek? It's automatic with date. One and done. What would I say is the best one and done? I tell you what I would say the best one and done is a 5296, which is basically an automatic date version of, it's an automatic date version of the 5196. And what metal? Doesn't matter. White gold, yellow gold, rose gold. I tell you what I would do. I'd possibly buy it secondhand. I tell you, a great dealer. David SW seems to sell more Rolex and sports Pateks, but European watches he doesn't pay me a cent, but I'm just telling you the truth. European watches in Boston, Massachusetts. I've heard he's probably the best at that genre, dress Patek sort of thing there. Okay, so the question, you ask a few questions here, and they're very, very, very good questions. I think you don't have to get a Patek. I'm not here to. I don't get a commission. You have to want to buy it. It's like somebody. Do you want to have a Bentley or a Rolls Royce? And the thing with watches is they are so much more reasonable. A Bentley or a Rolls Royce is difficult to own. You got to have the garage space. A watch is a fraction of the price generally of with Patek you can spend the same, but it doesn't depreciate as much. You can hide it from the wife. If you buy it as a Rolls Royce, you can't really hide that sort of purchase. So you got to want it yourself. I'm not here to push you into it. You don't need any of this shit. But if you like the best and you want to try it, there's a lot worse things you could do with your money. Now, so let's have a look at your questions there. Now, I'm interested, but still don't understand. So everything was good until I came across Patek. Look, Patek Philippe, in my opinion, there's probably two really, really great watch brands now. In the past, there was three, the Holy Trinity. You had Patek, Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron. I think AP and Vacheron are kind of lost now. I think the two greatest brands are Patek and Lange. Okay, people say, what about Richard Mille? Well, Richard Mille is just ridiculous. I think that kind of, it's too speculative. It's not my cup of tea. It's too sporty. I'm not cool and trendy like that. I'm middle-aged. Then you got FP Jean, too boutiquey. It's too boutiquey. It's not my cup of tea either. So Patek itself there, Why are Patek superior to Rolex? Okay. Your question is, why are they superior? They're superior in the sense that, okay, they are not, okay, when you're comparing superiority, Rolex is a good utilitarian type watch. Patek is finely crafted craftsmanship. Now, which one would last longer? The Rolex. But it's the attention to detail that Patek goes, it's the extreme attention to detail. Is it worth it? Well, it's a lot more delicate than a Rolex. It's got absolutely very limited waterproofing. It's nowhere near as durable as a Rolex, but handcrafted, beautiful. So you're really buying what the superiority to Patek is. Patek is the immense attention to detail. So it's really, with Patek, it's the movement and the finishing. So it's I would say it's 2 notches above Rolex. Okay, I really believe Patek Philippe is two notches above, and Rolex is a brilliant brand. So Patek is superior because they're also a less produced item. Rolex does 1 million a year. Patek is 60,000. Mind you, low production run doesn't mean that it's more valuable. But Patek itself, it's a company, long history. It's highly regarded as the best. There are certain things that are the best. I mean, when it comes to automobiles, Rolls-Royce is the Rolls-Royce. When it comes to, there's just certain things that are the best. And Patek is one of these things. It's up to you whether you want one or not. Superior, yes, but it's very delicate. Remember this. Just because you spend more money doesn't mean it's more durable. No, often quite the contrary. And people assume the more they spend, the more longer lasting. Patek is delicate. They're delicate. Very delicate. So the superiority is to do with the movement and the finishing. The negative side is they're nowhere near as, because it's not steel. They're not generally, some models are made of steel. Yes, this is why it gets hard to say these things here, but generally speaking, to generalize, it's the movement and the attention to detail. So it's a notch up. The trade-off is it's a lot more expensive, and generally speaking, they're a lot more delicate. So you got to decide, is it worth the bucks? So you say to me, please give me the sales pitch. So it's honestly, it's somebody who wants to try this sacred thing, Patek Philippe. There's no one's pushing you into anything. You don't have to buy any of this shit. You really don't. You don't have to buy any of this shit. In fact, it's probably better if you don't. The thing is, with Patek itself you're buying into the club. It's an exclusive club, high quality. It's beautifully it's just a beautifully made object. Now, that's not to say Rolex isn't a beautifully made object. They are as well. It just takes it up a couple notches. So whether you want one or not, it's not going to make your life more happier. You seem pretty happy and content in your life. Your grandson's probably the best gift you could ever have. So I would say to you, seriously, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth every fucking penny. I love Patek. I really do. I love the brand. I love everything about it. There's not many objects that you own and possess that you know in 200 years will probably still be here. And that's what Patek is like. They're an artifact. Now, the only packs that speak to me are conservative, unassuming model with a leather band. I'm exactly the same. And they are excellent value. The steel ones, the Aquanaut and the Nautilus, they're selling for way, they're just very trendy with all the wrong crowd. Gold on a leather strap, 100% right. 100%, and I love the fact that people don't know what it is, and it's under the. I used to want attention. That's where two-tone Submariner, it did it. Whereas now I'm older, I can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered. Should I add one or two to my collection? Only you can answer that. Only you. It depends what makes you happy in life. Some people are gun people. They want very beautifully handmade guns. Some people are car people. They want to have a certain model, or, you know, Porsche people want to have a 911, an air-cooled 911, the sacred cow, you know. It's up to you. Only you can. You don't have to have any of this stuff. If you're going to get two, what would I get? If you're going to get two, so basically, I think if you're going to get one, I'd just get a, as you said, simple, elegant, either a mechanical manual wind 5196 or a 5296. If you're going to get two, wow, you then open up another can of worms there. You haven't mentioned how much you wanted to spend on it, but generally speaking, I think you get one as a simple Calatrava. The second one you would get, depends on your budget, but I'd be getting a complication. And I think two of the best complications are either the annual calendar or the world time. That's correct. Annual calendar or a world time. Now, I've got one of each. Look, depends on how much money you want to spend. As I say there, try out European watches in Boston, Massachusetts. He seems to be the leading guy for that. I would add, that's what I would add. What would I add? What do I prefer? Annual calendars are beautiful. You can get them. The cheapest one is like the one I've got, the 5035, which was the first. Great potential to go up. Then you've got 5146, which is gorgeous. You've got 5396, which is a couple other variations as well there. And you've got modern classics like the 5205. Then world times. World times. If you look at the 50s and 60s world time, they were like $1 million plus now. The modern world times started in 2000. I've got the 5110. They're about mid-20s US secondhand from a dealer. The 5130, that's the next model. It's a smidgen more, 39.5 mil. Then the current model, 5230. So that's what I would get. I'd get one simple time only. Well, time maybe with date if you want to get a date one. So basically, a simple Calatrava. First watch, second watch, I'd get a complication. That's all you need. Two Pateks is all you need. That's all you need. That's it. That is it. That is it. Each Patek you get is really a lifetime achievement award. I mean, to have a Patek in one's life, it doesn't get finer. It's like it's like a bachelor's degree. Okay, one Patek is like a bachelor's degree. They take 3 to 5 years to earn. Okay, and let's be honest. Patek is a nice Patek's going to be about $25,000, and it's the opportunity cost. They are a lifetime achievement award. To have a Patek, you're in the top 5%, aren't you? To have two is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. So that's what I would do. I'm sure your answer is yes, but which one and why? Okay, well, I've gone through. So if you're going to get one and done, and the first Patek I would get would just be a simple three-hand, maybe with date, maybe not. Okay, so 5196, 5296. And if you're going to get a second one, get a complication. World time or annual calendar. Simple as that. And I've got to tell you, it only applies if you really love watches. I mean, if you don't love watches, there's no point buying Patek. You've got to really love it. And I think, you know, I got to be honest with you, I find the wrong element is buying Aquanauts and Nautiluses. They really are the wrong sort of people. You know, I don't want to put Aquanauts or Nautiluses down, but the type of person who just gets Nautilus or Aquanaut, they're a bit unsavory. There's more to Patek than Nautilus or Aquanaut. They are great watches, but I agree with you. I want the conservative, unassuming model on a leather strap, finely crafted crocodile or alligator or lizard, you know, that kind of elegance. That's what you want, man. That's what you want. And I would seriously say, my opinion is, I think the funny thing is you get a Patek and you don't need to buy another fancy car. That's what happens. You end up not being the Patek. It's kind of funny, but you know, you think you want these certain things in life, and instead of getting another fancy wancy car, you think, fuck it, I'll just get a Patek. You know, the Patek will last, and you can leave it as a legacy. It's an heirloom, you know, and I gotta tell you, I think Pateks are amazing, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing, and there's very few things in this world that are that nice. You know, there's very few things that are that beautiful, that nice. To have a Patek Philippe is fucking amazing. It's very, very cool. They're a lifetime achievement award. If you've done that well, I mean, let's be honest there, okay? Your average American there, to be worth $1 million, say, right? That's middle class level, right? That's fucking hard. Okay, it's fucking hard. I mean, it's fucking hard to be worth $1 million. And that's, you know, the thing is, your first million, you know, I haven't quite got there. But you know what I mean? $1 million is, when you got $1 million, it's so little, but when you don't have it, it's so much. And this is the thing. It's if Americans were sensible and they should all be millionaires by the time they're in their 50s. But divorce, affairs, everything chews money, and they make mistakes, big mistakes. That's the problem. That is the problem. Big fucking mistakes. And there's no way around that. That is the stupidity. So these things are all easy, but they're also hard. A couple of divorces, you're fucked. You're fucked. So there's no get rich quick scheme. Having the Patek, these are a lifetime achievement award. A year, you know, this is like basically a Patek Philippe. You know, what are you going to pay? $20,000 US. That's a lot of hurt money. You know, $20,000. Fuck. That's an amazing holiday. to a normal person. 20,000 gets you a reasonable car. 20,000, that's a good chunk of change, and that's what you need to spend to get a Patek. So to have, I think Patek is they're a lifetime achievement award. That's how it is on this planet. I don't want to force anyone to do it. If you don't want to buy one, that's fine, man. Whatever floats your boat. If owning a Patek makes you happy, do it. Do it. You gotta make that choice. This is what we have, the freedoms in this world here. We can choose what we want. But Patek itself, there, I love them. I think they're beautiful. I think they're well crafted. And you buy that classic dress watch secondhand. You buy that pre-owned. You're really going to lose much. I bought all my Pateks. I can't afford to buy new. I'm not a new Patek customer. I buy used. I could never bring myself to pay the money you have to pay for new. But I still love the brand. Patek and pussy. I forgot to mention too, the pussies will come to you. The women in your life, it gives you a swagger. Okay, what do you live for? What's the point of all of this? So, there you go. That's my opinion. Enjoy it. I hope that advice helps you. And Patek and Pussy Club. Okay, guys, that's a paid review for Frank in Atlanta. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Frank sent me a really good contribution. I've given him a longer video. He's very generous. I want to say thank you, Frank. Frank, it's these donations, these videos here that keep me going. I've done a few fucking stupid things in my life. Divorces, 3 marriages. 3. I'm trying to go back to the other one because she's got some money. And I got to tell you, Frank, that is what keeps me here. That's what stops me having to get a job. A conventional job. So, Frank, I want to say thank you. Guys, $50 for a paid review. I really do appreciate it. I need it. I need your help. I love the audience. I love making these videos. I'm Paul Pluta. Tell me what you think. And let's see if Frank gets some Pateks. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. And there we go, one of the most beautiful Pateks of modern times. A key reference point in Patek history. The 5035, proudly part of the ArchieLuxury wristwatch collection.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3 The Pontiff Satin de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let dogs be dogs. Available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury. He's not just a figment of your imagination.